We're your local one-stop shop. This is Angela, owner and operator of Amcota Farm and Home Center. From the DIYers, fixer-uppers, to contractors, we have what you need to get the job done. Building supplies, Valspar paint, and tools, Crystal X tubs, fencing supplies, and bog boots for your farm needs. We know how busy life can get. We offer delivery to make your life easier. Amcota Farm and Home Center on Dakota Avenue in Wessington Springs. Big city value, small town service.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Dr. Kelly Tobin and staff at Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic are proud supporters of high school athletics. When it comes to large and small animal health, look to Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic. They understand how important your livestock is to you and will give you service that you can depend on. Call 539-1040. That's 539-1040. Rolling Hills is located on Dakota Avenue, across from Farm Bureau in Wessington Springs. Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic.
Generational success means different things to different people. But to us, it means seeing my daughter follow in my footsteps, keeping the farm in the family, just getting to do this every day. We're Agtegra Cooperative, and we're generationally successful. That's who we are. Agtegra Cooperative.
Stop into Pin Twisters on East Main Street in Wessington Springs to watch the game on one of their big screen TVs, a game of darts, or bowl on one of the 6 USB-C certified wood lanes. Pin Twisters is open Mondays through Fridays starting at 3 p.m. and weekends at 1. Check for specials on Facebook. Pin Twisters is a proud supporter of all local Spartans and area student athletes and their activities.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
B&S Services LLC is your locally owned repair service center. We specialize in full-service automotive, semi-trailer, and small engine repair, along with tire services. Repair services range from a simple oil change to sharpening mower blades to a more complicated electrical diagnosis. Located at 38058 South Dakota Highway 34, look for us on the hill heading west out of town. Phone Cody Barber 605-350-4293 and Arian Schooler 605-770-9398. B&S Services LLC is a proud sponsor of Wessington Springs Spartans Athletic.
Welcome to Bowie Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota owned, family owned, Bowie Foods.
Hey fans, whether you're cheering from the stands or gearing up for your next big game, you've got a lot to protect, like your home, car, and your health. At Cromer Agency, we're here for all your insurance needs. Need coverage for your ride, your home, or your adventures on the road? We've got you covered. And when it comes to health and life insurance, our team is here to ensure you get the best care and support. Call our licensed insurance agents at Wessington Springs, Plankington, or White Lake for a quote today. We're ready to help protect what matters most.
What if the market shifts? What if the margins on your farm keep getting tighter? Simplot Grower Solutions is here to help. Simplot Crop Advisors know South Dakota corn, soybean, wheat, and other crops like you do because they live and work here. So, Even if the market shifts or the margins keep getting tighter, you'll have the insight and support to keep moving forward. Simplot Grower Solutions.
Need to refuel your vehicle or refuel your body? Then Humdinger Convenience Store in Wessington Springs is your one-stop shop. Besides filling your vehicle's gas tank, you can fill your tank with a variety of sandwiches, pizza, snack, and beverage items. Stop in before or after the game to satisfy your cravings. Make sure to also check out the Humdinger Facebook page showing their delicious daily food specials ranging from fried chicken to tacos and much, much more. Humdinger is a proud supporter of all Wessington Springs school activities and events.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vikane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Foothills Truck Services, conveniently located on the corner of Dakota Avenue and Highway 34 in Wessington Springs, can help you with all your truck and trailer repairs, maintenance, modification, and fabrication. They are a dealer for Titan fuel tanks and carry truck and trailer accessories plus chrome. Foothills Truck Services is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week during the harvest season. Call Foothills Truck Services at 605-350-7678 or check them out on Facebook.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
At Hague Insurance, we are proud to serve Sanborn, Gerald, and the surrounding counties for over 30 years. We are here to help you with your commercial, home, farm, auto, and crop insurance needs. Call 796-4471 for your free quote today. Hague Insurance is a proud supporter of all area athletes and students.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
H&H Ag Solutions go the extra mile to help growers improve yields and boost returns. Brett, Travis, and the crew are invested in your success. With their lineup of Pioneer brand seed products, they offer growers the industry's most advanced, proven technologies and genetics. They're dedicated to finding the right mix of products to create the best yield potential for your acres. Visit them online at hhagsolutions.com or give them a call today.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
A better you starts closer to home, with people who understand your way of life and belong to your community. Primary care providers at Horizon Health know you and know how to help you stay well. We're here to keep you healthy and care for you through every stage of life, so you can keep doing what you love and make every day a better one. Schedule an appointment at horizonhealthcare.org.
Each day brings the opportunity to make a difference, to follow through with integrity, to solve challenges through innovative thinking, and to bring the technical know-how needed to get the job done. At Wilbur Ellis, this is how we work, standing side by side as local experts who partner with the stewards of the land. We do it together. That's the power of we.
Forestburg Farmers Elevator is a proud sponsor of Sanborn Central Woonsocket Sports and Activities. Forestburg Farmers Elevator has been serving the area since 1919. See them for feed delivery and petroleum and propane delivery. See Forestburg Farmers Elevator for a full line of Hubbard feeds, Crystal X barrels, and creep feeder rentals. They'll take care of all of your grain handling needs too. Forestburg Farmers Elevator is ready to help with your fencing needs, from wood and steel posts to continuous fence, portable windbreaks, and freestanding panels. Forestburg Farmers Elevator.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
Discover Sweetgrass in Wessington Springs, a top-notch eatery, bakery with custom cakes and a Java shop, along with catering services and a full liquor bar. Their menu boasts a range of sweet and savory baked goods, fresh hand-cut steaks, juicy grilled burgers and sandwiches, along with their in-house smoked Texas-style meats and some of the finest prime rib around. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 7:30 to 2, and Friday and Saturday, 7:30 to 9. Proud sponsor of Wessington Springs Athletics and Events.
College is where ideas come to life, where you'll find your pack. And at Northern State University, you'll leave the pack. It's part of the Northern Experience, right here in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is where the next generation of leaders thrive. Through world-class facilities, hands-on experiences, and generous scholarship opportunities to impact every part of who you're meant to be. Don't just earn a degree, shape your future and experience Northern.
If new home construction or a major renovation project is at the top of your list for 2025, then let's kickstart your plans with a rate as low as 4.99% APR. A construction loan at Dakota Land Federal Credit Union is tough to beat and definitely something you can build on. Visit DakotaLandFCU.com for details or stop by a friendly and convenient branch location today. Dakota Land, federally insured by NCUA.
Honesty. We try to be honest about everything, and if there's a problem, we try to fix it. We've kept the family name going for 75 years. I think that's something to be very proud of. I'm Mike Weeman from Weeman Land and Auction out of Marion, South Dakota. And my middle name is Earl. I'm named after my grandfather. And being an auctioneer isn't all about how fast you are or how good your chant is. It's how the people appreciate your name and accept your name. He told me that once. So that's a one that I hold pretty close. He'd be proud, I think.
Dakota Sunrise Backhoeing LLC, established in 2021 with years of digging experience, offers more than just backhoe work. From excavating and bulldozing to hydrovac, skid loader, and waterline trenching, they are ready to improve your farmstead or property. They install hydrants, foundations, frost-free waterers, and even clean tire tanks. Because if you wouldn't drink it, your cow shouldn't either. Veteran owned, licensed, insured, and proud to be American. Give Kyle a call today.
Never before has it been so important to be connected to stay connected. That's why Santel Communications continues to grow its high-speed network. High-speed internet, FiberMax internet, managed Wi-Fi, phone, television, everything to keep you connected to those who matter most. Santel Communications. We've perfected connected.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
The Springs Inn Cafe and Lounge, located in Wessington Springs, has been serving home-cooked meals for more than 49 years. John and Carla invite you to stop in for a fresh, never-frozen burger, our famously delicious roasted chicken, and we saved the best for last, our Better Than the Rest Sunday noon buffet. Hours the rest of the week are from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for dine-in, carry-out, and free delivery. We also offer catering services and after-hours delivery. We are proud supporters of our local Spartans and surrounding communities.
Welcome to the Wessington Gymnasium. Tonight's Region 2B volleyball action between the James Valley Christian Vikings and the Western Springs Spartans. This match has been conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activity Association for the enjoyment and educational benefit of high school students. Good sportsmanship is essential for the success of these programs. This time I ask you to please stand as the colors are presented by American Legion Women Fee Post 14 and VFW 5548. Proper respect is remove your hat or cap, face the flag, stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Please remain at attention until the color guard has been dismissed. Tonight's national anthem will be sung by Western Springs High School junior Brett Miller.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And then the bounce that Brett is one of our 4 students in Western Springs as part of the South Dakota Activity Association All-State Choir this past weekend, and Brett was selected and sang a solo Saturday night at the concert. Let's give him another round of applause. Now for the starting lineups. First for the Vikings. Starting on the barrel, number 1, the freshman, Janiyah Waldner. Middle hitter, a junior, number 4, Dave Gross. The setter, a freshman, number 6, Darlo Davies. Outside hitter, a freshman, number 7, Elena Venchero. Outside hitter, a senior, number 8, Caitlin Stahl. Middle hitter, a freshman, number 9, Mariah Porter. And middle hitter, a sophomore, number 10, Addison Kleinsaucer. Right number coached by Becky Webb and Lorena Blum. Now for your Spartans. Starting outside hitter, a senior, number 3, Kristen Hine. Starting at center, a senior, number 4, Logan Moline. In the barrels, a senior, number 9, Remy Wagner. Outside hitter, sophomore, number 13, Reagan Thibodeau. Middle hitter, junior, number 15, Brooklyn Caffrey. Outside hitter, senior, number 20, Addison Orr. Middle hitter, junior, number 23, Kaylin Vaughn. From the website, Tiffany Stickney and Shannon Lynn. Your line judges tonight are Pat Jones, Julie Buckner, officials Gloria Bauer and Stephanie Jutland. Let's play some volleyball.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wessington Springs as the region tournament gets underway here with the Spartans taking on the Vikings of James Valley Christian. You have Spartans in the home white tonight, the Vikings in the road black. And up front for the Vikings, you have Van Scherel, you have Gross, and Kleinsaucer up front in that front row for the Vikings. You have Waldner, Porter, and number 8 back there is Stahl again for the Vikings in that back row. For the Spartans, you have Moline, Tevedal, and Braun up front. Rodner, Heim, and Orth in the back row as we get set to start this first match here in this region matchup. The winner will advance to go to Castlewood. As the Vikings will start this one off. These two teams met earlier this season with the Spartans picking up the W3-1 as we get this one underway. That serve from number 8. That was Stahl. Back up to the Spartans. Here's the set. Tevedal with a short bump into the middle. Back on the Vikings. Van Scherel over the blockers. Moline there for it. Tevedal from the outside. Too much on that hit from Tevedal trying to go to the corner in the back row out of bounds. Point will go to the Vikings. Here comes Braun from the outside, picking up the point. Nice hit from the outside there by Caitlin Braun, and we're tied at 1 as we are just getting set. Number 1 underway. And a serve by Moline for the ace. We'll put the Spartans in front now. So Moline back to serve. Kleinsaucer will bump this over low and tight to the net. Here comes a middle hit. Braun this time coming right at it. Split the defenders into the back row for the point. Good hit there up front for Braun, giving the Spartans a 3-1 lead as Moline back to serve for Wessington Springs. Down that line, a little too to the far side, up and towards the Viking bench, out of bounds. The point will go back to the Vikings. Number 7 back to serve is Van Scherel for James Valley Christian on that serve, a 5'9" outside hitter. And that serve for Van Scherel, too much on it. Point for Wessington Springs, 4-2 Spartans here early in set number 1. Klosik back to serve for the Spartans. Good serve into the middle of that back row. Kleinsasser from the outside pushing it, and a little awkward push on that one from Kleinsasser up front, out of bounds, point Spartans. Klosik again with the serve into that back row. It got him backpedaling a little bit, and the Vikings do get it over. It was Gross on that third attempt. Here comes a hit from the outside. Heim got it in for the point. And it's a 6-2 lead here for Wessington Springs. Gross with a push right in the middle. Almost snuck it through for the point. Heim will bump it over into that back row. Up front, here comes an outside. Nope, that was a set to Gross. Played it off the net from that set, but it goes out of bounds. Point will go to the Spartans. We have a timeout taken here by the Vikings here with a 7-2 score. Spartans with the lead here in set number 1 as we are now in postseason play for volleyball. We're sitting here in Region 2. The Spartans, the number 7 seed. James Valley Christian, the number 10 seed. The other game going on right now here in Region 2 tonight, Iroquois Lake Preston, the 8 seed, taking on Oldham Ramona Rutland. And Iroquois Lake Preston leading in that one. The winner of that matchup will go to Woolsey in round 2. The winner tonight will go to Castlewood. They'll take on the number 2 seed in round 2. As we come out of that timeout, Kolosik with the serve, and that one's going to carry and go back to the Vikings with the point. Serve coming up here for the Vikings. Gross on that serve into the back row. The back set right over to the Vikings. They'll hit it right back. Braun's going to push it on that second attempt, and another quick swipe of the ball across over to the Spartans. Middle hit, Braun this time off the blocker up front. Good recovery there by Van Scherel. And a hit up front by Porter that time. Number 9 for the Vikings into the net. Point Spartans. Magoo and Caffey up front. Coming into the front row for the Spartans as Rodner back to serve. Orth up front as well in for the Spartans. Here comes a back set. Kleinsasser with a push. Now back over to the Spartans. Back set to Orth coming around from the outside. Good dig by Van Scherel. Quick toss. Almost got the Spartans, and Caffey got an arm on it and got it over. Here comes an outside hit by Kleinsasser. Right into Moline that time. Now Kolosik with the hit from the back row and too much on it. And the point will go back to James Valley Christian. 8-4 here in set 1. Now these two teams met on October 4th here in Wessington Springs. And it was the Spartans picking up the W that night. Here comes the outside set to Magoo. Just a little finger touch and a roll over the net for the point. Spartans. 9-4, set 1. Watching Region 2 volleyball. Winner tonight will go to Castlewood in round 2. Castlewood, the number 2 seed in Region 2. Blocked up front that time by Caffey. The hit by Porter. Back over to the Spartans now. The middle hit. Caffey again. Almost got it through. Good diving effort there by the libero. That was Wallner. And they're trying to get the decision here. And the line judge is going to go in on that one. So the point will go to the Vikings. It had to have been close. He was like, oh, is it up? And then he put the flag down as he pointed in play. And that one off the ventilation as Richardson, who is in for the Spartans, could not play it off of that. So it's 9-6. Spartans holding on to the lead. Vikings trying to claw their way back in it here in the set 1. And that serve by the Vikings, number 6, Davies goes out of bounds, point Spartans. Heim checking back in as she goes back to serve, and number 13, Tevedal, checking into the front row again here for the Spartans, and a jump serve by Heim, taken there off of Van Scherel, chased down by a couple of Vikings. As that one falls out of bounds, point Wessington Springs. Heim again back to serve. Nice jump serve into that back row by Van Scherel, digging it out up front. Porter with the middle hit as Rodner will get to it in the back row. Here comes Tevedal from the outside, and a big swing there by Tevedal, but a good job there by the Vikings keeping it alive. And back to Tevedal again from the outside. Another big hit, and a little too much on at that time. Point Vikings. Wallner with that serve for the Vikings. Caffey with the hit from the outside. Back up front, outside hit coming. Stahl this time. Blocked up front by Caffey, but drops on the Spartan side. Point Vikings. Wallner with the serve. Good serve into the middle, taken there by Rodner. Up front, Tevedal. Outside hit. Got it through, and they're going to say a touch. Got it in that back row. Point Spartans. So Tevedal from the outside that time, coming up with the point for Wessington Springs. And the serve there by Caffey that time into the back row. Up front, Van Scherel with the middle hit. Now to the Spartans, a back set to Richardson. Hit and tipped over, but we are going to get a net call here on the Vikings. Number 8 is Stahl coming in for that one. Carried her up and under that, or under the net, excuse me. And another good serve there by Caffey that time. And a push by Gross over to the Spartans. Richardson's just going to have to bump it over. The set wasn't quite there for her. Back to Gross this time. Into the net. Big hit, but into the net. Point Spartans. 14-8. Caffey with the serve. Ace dropped it right in front of Wallner that time into the back row, right in front of the libero. And the point will go to Wessington Springs, and it's 15-8. Caffey again with another serve, going to the opposite side this time. And Van Scherel's going to bump it over in 3, back into the back row. Up front now, nope, Caffey from the back row with a push. Van Scherel and maybe got away with 2 hits on that one, or 2 touch. And here come the Spartans with Tevedal just lightly tapping that one over, almost picking up the point. And back over to Wessington Springs, the set. Tevedal, outside hit, off a couple of Vikings, and they're going to go to the outside for their hit. That one drops into the corner. Point Vikings. From the outside, it was a little high, but it dropped just in time, right in front of the line judge there in the corner. Stahl back to serve, number 8 for the Vikings. Good serve. Rodner up front to Kolosik, and now Heim from the back row with a solid hit. Van Scherel this time, chased down off of Rodner, but is chased down there by Kolosik. Point will go to the Vikings as they are trying to claw their way right back into this one, trailing 15-10 as we are in the midway part of this first set of Region 2 volleyball. The winner advances to play Castlewood in round 2. Van Scherel with a big swing, but a good dig there by Rodner. Up front, Heim right into the middle, going to that back row, and back come the Vikings. Kleinsaucer with the hit, a good dig by Rodner that time. Middle hit, or middle set to Braun, and it was not there on the set. Point Vikings. And I am going to hold that one back. It is not a point for the Vikings. There might have been a player under the net. So it is a point for the Spartans. So it's 16-10. Moline with the set to Orth from the outside, right into the middle. Wallner was diving for it and kept it alive. Back come the Spartans, high from the back row, right over the top of the net. And good hustle here by the Vikings, and number 4. Gross putting that one into the net, a 5'3" middle hitter junior for the Vikings. And now Moline back to serve into that back row. Kleinsasser will just get it over in 3. Here comes a middle hit. Braun this time into the back row, right up front. Under the net, point Spartans. Just as the Vikings gaining momentum and getting their way right back into it, the Spartans answer with their own. Here comes Kleinsasser from the outside. Moline will have to chase after that. Orth will just get a free ball here for the Vikings. Chased down by Van Scherel, and that started with Davies and Wallner colliding in the back row. And Van Scherel had to make up after that one, coming up short, but we are going to get a timeout taken by the Vikings. The Spartans leading here in set number 1, 19-10 over the Vikings. So this will be the final home game here for the Spartans, as if they win, they will be on the road from here on out. And the winner tonight will be traveling up to Castlewood for round 2. So coming out of that timeout there by the Vikings. 19-10 Spartans with the lead here in set number 1, Region 2. Moline back to serve for the Spartans. Got a little bit of a run going here, and Van Scherel just stepped out of the way and left the back row wide open for that to drop in for an ace. Couple aces on the night for Moline in this first set. Another good serve. Back over to Kleinsasser this time with the outside hit. Hein getting that up front. Here's Tevedal with a hit. And a good dig that time by Stahl. Back come the Spartans. Back set to Orth. Orth with a monster hit up front. And the point. 21-10 Spartans. Moline again with a good serve into that back row. Almost picking up the ace. Almost got through a couple of Vikings players. Here comes a hit from Heim into the back. And that is going to be an illegal hit there by Heim from the back row. Point will go to the Vikings. Good jump serve there by Van Scherel into the back row for the ace. Van Scherel again back to serve. Another jump serve. Good dig there by Heim that time up front. Braun with the middle hit. And too much on it. Out of bounds. Point Vikings. 21-13. And another ace served up there for the Vikings. And Van Scherel, 21-14, as they are scratching away at this lead here from Wessington Springs. Up front now to Moline, the back set. Tevedal that time blocked, and Rodner had to hightail it to the back row to pick it up. Back over to the Vikings. It's going to be Rodner giving a free ball over to the Vikings this time. Here comes an outside hit by Kleinsasser. Blocked, and she hits it right back over. Point Wessington Springs. 22-14 here in set number 1. Kolosik, number 10, in to serve for the Spartans. A little bit of a jump serve there into that back row. Up front now, Kleinsasser at the middle hit. Braun will dig that out. Right back to Kolosik into the back row. Almost got it to go. Chased down. And the Vikings put it into the net. Point Spartans. You had Kleinsasser and Stahl going after it. Got it up to the net at least, but just couldn't get it over. And there is going to be an ace right in front of Stahl that time into the back row. And it's 24-14. Kolosik can close this first set out anyways here at the ace. Instead, the Vikings do get it over. And back come the Spartans now. Heim with the outside hit. Nope. She called it out, and she said, nope, it was on the line. Point Spartans. And that will take set number one for the Wessington Springs, 25-14. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Looking for quality machine equipment you can count on? Look no further than Springside Sales. We offer a wide selection of new and used machinery. Whether you're upgrading your fleet or just starting out, Springside Sales has the gear you need at prices that work for you. Check out their full inventory today at springsideinc.com or give Todd and the crew a call today.
All right, back here to Wessington Springs. We get set for set number two. Spartans leading 1-0 in this Region 2 matchup. First round, the winner tonight will advance to that second round, and they will head up to Castlewood to take on the Warriors, a number 2 seed in Region 2. So the Spartans will start it off serving. It's going to be Moling back to serve. And that's going to be into the back row up front now this time with the outside push there by Gross, that time number 4. Here comes Tevedal with the hit through the blockers for the point. Tevedal up front from the outside, just getting enough through those blockers. Moline again with the serve. Same location and almost picking up the ace, but a good job there by the Vikings getting that one over. Middle hit there by Braun. Now back on the Vikings, and it's going to be 4 hits. They could not get that one over on that third try. Point will go to Wessington Springs as they jump out to a 2-0 lead here in set number 2. Good serve there by Moline. Here comes a push by Gross this time. Tevedal, outside hit, off the blockers, chased down, and they could not get it over. Good hustle there, though, by Wallner, the Librero, a 5'1 freshman for James Valley, just hightailing it to that outside, trying to get something over that net. Point will go to the Spartans, though, and that one's going to be out on the serve, and the point will go to James Valley as they get on the board, trailing 3-1 here in set number 2. Number 8 back to serve for the Vikings. Caitlin Stahl. Good serve. Taken there by Rodner. Up front, Orth. Down the line with a solid hit from Orth that time for the point. As the Spartans have been looking for that, getting that production out of Orth up front. Here comes Kleinsasser with the hit, and she gets it right off of Heim. Tried to just handle it with one hand. That usually never works. Point will go to the Vikings. 4-2. Here's Van Scherel with a jump serve. Over to Rodner up front. Braun with a push. And just enough to get over the blockers for the point. 5-2 Spartans here in set number 2. Serve there by Rodner that time up front. Quick toss over by Davies on that second attempt, and a hit there by Magoo. Man, a little bit of an off jump on that approach. Didn't sound quite right, but it was enough to get her the point. Good serve there by Rodner that time. Back to Rodner again, up front to Moline. She'll give it to Caffey on the push into the back row. Back come the Vikings. Middle hit coming, number 4. Gross going up with that hit. Couldn't get it over the net. Point Wessington Springs. And that one might have went out. Stahl went up for it, and that dropped right in front of the back row there. Point Spartans. Timeout taken by the Vikings, and they trail 8-2 here in set number 2. They trail 1-0. You're watching Region 2B volleyball postseason here in Wessington Springs. Winner tonight will make their way up to Castlewood in round 2 as Castlewood, the Warriors, the number 2 seed. Once again, thank you with our sponsors here for Live Ticket TV. We're also on Venture Channel and Santel as well. But a big shout out to our local businesses and with their sponsorships here with Live Ticket. And also a big thank you to our viewers tuning in as well. As we come out of that timeout, Spartans still with the serve. Rodner's back there already calling for the ball. Rodner wearing that blue jersey tonight, number 9, the libero for Wessington Springs. And a good serve that time by Rodner into that back row. Kleinsasser with a hit from the outside, had a little too much on it, gave Kolosov enough time to chase it down. And Magoo with the hit from the outside, picking up the point. Getting it through the blockers up front. Rodner back to serve, continuing with the serves here. Snuck that one over. Kleinsasser with an outside hit. And chased down there by Rodner. Now Magoo's going to bump it over. Free ball for the Vikings. Middle hit coming. That was Gross on that hit. Here's Orth from the outside. And a big hit by Orth that time again. Picking up the point, 10-2. Wessington Springs with the lead here in set 2. Rodner again back to serve. Up front, Gross, middle hit. Good, solid hit, but a good dig there by Kolosik. Here's Magoo with the hit. And a quick toss right back over to the Spartans. Back set to Orth. Set wasn't quite there. Orth had to adjust for it. She got to it that time. Caffey with a middle hit. Into the corner. Point. Spartans. 11-2. Spartans with the lead. And a serve there by Rodner for the ace. Another serve, and that comes to an end for Rodner. She buries that into the net. And that point will go back to the Vikings. Gross back to serve for James Valley Christian. Good serve, taken right over to Orth that time. Here's Caffey from the outside, and that had a little too much on it. As that point will go to the Vikings. Spartans out to a 12-4 lead. And that serve by Gross this time goes out of bounds. Point Spartans. Klosik and Richardson checking back in. The libero back in, number 1 for, as Wallner's back in for the Vikings. Klosik back to serve. Nice jump serve left into the back row middle by Van Scherel. Here's the back set and a quick push. That was Porter getting that one over. Now Richardson with a quick toss over the blockers up front. Back to Kleinsaucer, too much on it. Not the right angle, and it'll be point Wessington Springs. Another good serve there by Klosik that time and into the net. Point Spartans, I believe that was Kleinsaucer putting that one into the net on that far side. And the Spartans enjoying a 15-4 lead here in set 2. And there is an ace served up there by Klosik. As the Spartans got it rolling here in set 2, leading 1-0 already. Another good jump serve. Wallner chasing that one down. Kleinsaucer with the acrobatic hit from the outside. Here's Caffey with the hit through the blocker for the point. As the Spartans right now are coming out attacking up front in that front row. And that serve by Klosik this time goes into the net. It'll go back to the Vikings. 17-5 here in set 2. Outside hit, Richardson blocked. Klosik with the cover. It's going to be Klosik this time. That one's going to be too much on it. That hit by Klosik that time, number 10. And it'll give the point to the Vikings. (17-6). That serve by Autumn Stahl, number 2 for the Vikings. Here comes an outside hit. Blocked up front. Richardson recording the block. Caffey was there as well, too. Point Spartans. I'm back in to serve. Tevedal back up front for Wessington Springs. Heim with the jump serve. Stahl will get that up front here. It's going to be number 8 with the hit was Stahl. Here comes a back set to Richardson. Got it from the outside on the top part of your screen. Richardson with the hit and the point. 19-6. Spartans enjoying this lead right now. I am again back to serve with another good jump serve into the back row. Outside hit coming, Stahl. Rodner with a good dig up front. Tevedal pushing it, and she won the push up front. But the Vikings with a good hustle getting that one right back over. And a big hit that time from Richardson. Back over to the Spartans now. Tevedal will give a bump and a free ball here to the Vikings. Up front. And Tevedal right in the right spot for that one as a tip came right over to her, and she just said, thank you very much. And we have a timeout taken by the Vikings here in set 2. It is all Wessington Springs. They lead 20-6. So coming out of that timeout there by the Vikings, they have a lot of work to make up here as they trail 20-6 here in set 2. That serve there by Heim, too much on it, goes out of bounds. Point will go to the Vikings. It was Iroquois Lake Preston, the Sharks picking up the W tonight over Oldham Ramona Rutland, 3-0. So the Sharks will advance to that second round. They'll have to travel up to Woolsey Wessington to take on the number 1 seed in round 2. As the winner tonight of this matchup will have to travel up to Castlewood, take on the Warriors, number 2 seed. Hit by Braun that time, going to the corner, and nobody from the Vikings moved. They just watched it, and it dropped in play there, 22-7. All Wessington Springs. Good serve. That's going to be right on the line in the back row. 23-7, Spartans. And that serve by Caffey looked like it would have been out. Instead, the Vikings play it. Caffey's going to pick up the ace, and it's 24-7. One more here for the Spartans. And they can close this one out, or close out set number 2 anyways. Allie Privet checks in, a senior for the Spartans. And that serve by Caffey that time is out. Point Vikings. And that serve goes into the net. Point Spartans as they take set number 2 here in Wessington Springs over the Vikings, 25-8. And we'll step away. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Check out Iverson Auto in Mitchell or Huron for great deals and top-notch service. Iverson Auto has it all. From the knowledgeable sales and finance teams to the experienced parts and service teams, plus the best detail shop in the region. Iverson Auto, 77 plus years in our community, locally owned and operated. We have always been here and always will be. Stop in for your next new or used ride or use one of our professional services at Iverson Auto in Mitchell and Huron, or browse our inventory online anytime at iversonauto.com.
Advanced Sunflowers.
All right, coming out of that break in action, getting ready to start set number 3 here in Wessington Springs. And the Spartans right now having it going their way tonight. So far anyways, they lead 2-0. So coming out here in this third set, we have Van Scherel, Davies, Kleinsasser, Gross, Wallner, and number 8 to serve is Stahl. For the Spartans, it's going to be Moline, Tevedal, Braun, Orth, Heim, and Rodner on the floor. And the serve here for the Vikings. Up front here now for the Spartans. It's going to be Braun with the hit. Too much on at that time, and that one is going to be out. And a point will go to the Vikings as they get on the board first here in set number 3. Stahl with a good serve. Rodner with a push. Back to Kleinsasser from the outside. Right back to Moline. She's going to tip it right into the net. Point Vikings. And a good hit there by Tevedal that time, up front, down the middle for the point. She came up with a heater on that one. Moline back to serve. Another good serve, chased down here by Van Scherel and tipped over by Davies up front. Here comes Tevedal that time, a little softer, a little change up. Kleinsasser giving a free ball to the Spartans. Here comes a middle hit. Braun that time. Good dig there by Wallner. Van Scherel from the outside, and it carries her into the net. Point Spartans, and we're tied at 2. Moline with a good serve. Kleinsasser from the outside. Good dig there by Heim in the back. Back set to Orth. She's going to go that time down the line, but a good diving effort by Wallner that time. Back comes Tevedal with the hit. Off the blocker, and they couldn't play it. Van Scherel got 2 touches on it. She got the first block, but not enough to get it back over to drop back. I think the official pointed to her as it touched her shoulder, so there's a second touch. And there's a good serve there by Moline down that line. Kleinsasser from the outside. Tevedal. Big hit again there by Tevedal up front. Back comes Kleinsasser. Blocked up front by Orth. And the Vikings had it. They got the cover. And still, they failed to get it over as they got caught watching. Solid serve there by Moline that time. And the hit by Davies from that back row goes into the net. Point Wessington Springs. And what was a 2-0 lead for the Vikings has now turned out to be a 5-2 lead for Wessington Springs as Moline took that serve low and tight to the net. Here's Tevedal from the outside and rolled that off the bottom of her palm into the net. Point Vikings. It's going to be number 7, Van Scherel, back to serve for the Vikings with the jump serve right to Orth. And nobody up front for the Spartans as that one drops to the floor. Point will go to the Vikings. Van Scherel again with the jump serve. And that one's going to be short. Point Spartans. That one goes into the net. Serve there by Kolosik over to Kleinsasser that time from the outside. But Kleinsasser buries that one into the net, giving the point back to Wessington Springs. 7-4 here in set number 3. Watching Region 2 volleyball postseason. That serve is an ace for Wessington Springs. Kolosik again back to serve for the Spartans, getting a little bit of a run here. Wallner will dig that one out up front. Gross with the hit into the back row. Rodner up front to Moline, the set to Braun. Big hit by Braun up front, down the middle for the point. 9-5, Spartans with the lead. Kolosik again with the serve into that back row. Taken there by Wallner. Up front here now is going to be Gross with a big hit. Got it around their blocker, but here come the Spartans. Heim with the hit. Right back over. Good hustle there by the Vikings up front. Back set to Orth. Another hit by Orth. And not quite the right angle as that one carries and goes out. So point Vikings. Gross with the serve into that back row. Here comes Heim from the outside. Got it. Changed it up. Went right down the line. Had everybody from James Valley going one way. And Heim just changed that one up. I'll go down the line with it and pick up the point. As Rodner back in to serve for Wessington Springs. Magoo and Caffey up front in for the Spartans. Good middle hit there. Porter up front now. It's Caffey. She's going to push it. Van Scherel will get a hold of it up front now. Porter pushing it over the blockers. Moline will take a hold of that one. Now Magoo coming up and into the net. Point Vikings. Kleinsasser going back to serve. Looks like Olsen will be checking in for Davies. So you have Olsen, Porter, and Stahl up front. Wallner, Van Scherel, and Kleinsasser also in back to serve and low and tight to the net. Here comes Caffey with a push into that back row. Got it. Kleinsasser stuck a hand up thinking she'd get a hold of one. Instead, it drops into that back row. Number 2 checking in is Autumn Stahl back into the back row. Number 6 coming back in is Davies as well up front. We have Kolosik coming back in to serve, and Richardson checking into the front row now for Wessington Springs. 11-6. Spartans with the lead, leading 2-0 here in Region 2. Winner will advance to the second round and take on Castlewood. And that serve is an ace. Served up there by number 2, Kenzie Kolosik, a freshman defensive specialist for the Spartans. Another jump serve. Taken there by Wallner up front now. It's going to be a push by Porter that time. Here comes Magoo with a big hit. Chased down there by Van Scherel to keep it alive. And the hit that time by Stahl from the outside into the net. Point Wessington Springs. Kolosik again back to serve, and there is that jump serve again. And this time changing it up a little bit, a little softer, catching the Vikings off guard. Van Scherel diving out for it, coming up short. Number 11 checking in for the Vikings as Grace Whiff, a 5'5" sophomore. She'll be into the back row. That is number 11. There's a serve by Kolosik. Here comes a middle hit. A little soft there by Porter, but just enough for the point. Olsen checking back in. Van Scherel checking back in. Olsen back to serve, number 13 for the Vikings. That serve goes into the net. Number 6 back in again, Davies, for the Vikings up front. Heim in, Tevedal in as well up front. Heim back to serve for the Spartans. Good serve. Right back to Tevedal to hit. Right back down for the point. That is never a good thing to do, is to set your opponent. And to leave that back row open like that, as Tevedal just send it right back. Heim with the serve. Good jump serve into that back row. No, too much on it that time. Point will go to the Vikings. So it's 16-8 here in set number 3. Wallner, the Librero, back to serve in that yellow jersey, number 1. Here comes Tevedal from the outside. Got it. Big hit from the outside by Tevedal into the back corner for the point. Caffey will be back to serve. It's going to be Braun checking back in now for the Spartans, back into that front row on the outside, or in the middle, excuse me. Here comes the Vikings. Van Scherl pushing it right over the blockers. Got it right over Braun. Nobody there to help her out. Point Vikings. Serve there by, that was Stahl. Wallner chasing it down. Back over to Kleinsasser. Outside hit. Good dig there by Heim. She'll pushes that one up. She'll get the hit from the back row right over to Stahl that time. Quick toss and a good hustle again by Heim as Tevedal pushes it over. And Van Scherl coming up. And a little bit of a missed timing on that approach. That one drops to the floor. Point will go to the Spartans. And Moline back in to serve for Wessington Springs. And it's 18-9 here in set 3. And that is going to be out. Point Spartans. It was kind of a pretty hard serve there by Moline. And Vikings could not get a hold of that one. Another good serve again, low and tight to the net. And Kleinsasser, they do get over. I thought she had to go up for it. That would have been 4 anyways, but it falls back on the Spartans. Here's Kleinsasser now from the outside. Tevedal from the outside. Got it. Split the defenders in the back row, picking up the point. And again with that serve, same location. Picking up the ace. Stahl kind of knuckleballed that one from the back row and sent it right back under the net. Only again another serve. Wallner picking that one up. Stahl with the hit from the back row. Good hit. And back come the Spartans. Braun over the blockers that time. Right back to the Spartans. The set and the hit by Tevedal, but into the net. Point Vikings. 21-10 here in set number 3. Spartans leading 2-0. A winner tonight will advance and play the Warriors up in Castlewood in round 2 of Region 2B. That serve goes out of bounds. Point Spartans. The Sharks tonight of Iroquois Lake Preston, they advanced by defeating Oldham Ramona Rutland. They'll go up to Wolsey Wessington to take on the number 1 seed in round 2. And there's going to be 4 hits on the Spartans. Point will go to the Vikings as they find themselves in a little bit of a hole here in this third set, down 22-11. Gross back to serve, number 4. Nice, solid serve. Up front, it's going to be Heim with the push. Down the line, Van Scherl there in that back row. Kleinsasser from the outside, too much on it. Point Spartans. Caffey checking back into the front row. Magoo checking back into the front row. You have Rodner back to serve. You have Orth and Kolosik and Moline on the court as well. Van Scherl, Wallner, Kleinsasser, Porter, Stahl, and Davies on the court for the Vikings, and they just got caught sleeping on that one. 24-11, Rodner back to serve as they are 1 point away from closing this out and advancing to the second round, and they do it with that ace. So the Spartans tonight take it 3-0 over the Vikings here in round number 1 in the opening round of Region 2. They will go to Castlewood and take on the Warriors in round 2. So final tonight, 3-0, Spartans picking up the W. So the Spartans will be in action tomorrow night up in Castlewood at 6 p.m., I believe is what they just said, as they take on the Warriors, the number 2 seed in the second round of Regions. So final here tonight, Spartans picking up the W. Good night, everyone.